Okay, I think we're live.
Oh, yeah, it hasn't popped up on my Twitch feed yet.
Not on Twitch just yet. Yeah, it's just sending data. It's on YouTube, it's on Facebook. That's all good.
Hooray!
Okie dokie.
Yep, we're up on that.
We're good. Excellent.
Yeah, we're up. Cool.
Right. I need to start off with a classic Zenithal.
So you're doing that through an airbrush as well, presumably?
Yeah, always.
Just
All
don't
day,
forget
every day.
everyone. Cool.
It's always nerve-wracking. So I've got like a billion plugs under my desk.
Don't unplug
Yeah,
the wrong one.
I've done that before where just like computer shut down. Oh, that was definitely the wrong one. It's fine this time though. Right, there's that. Yeah, that rumbling is definitely coming through.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I just got to be conscious of that and on mute when I'm airbrushing. Hello to anyone tuning in. Painting some Age of Sigmar. Big guy's got my Ogres. Ian's got his dank Trog.
Coming live from the Trog hole.
Brilliant. Okay. Presser, stop being angry. It's time.
Thought you were tapping out a little tune there.
Sorry?
Thought you were tapping out a little tune there.
With the airbrush.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just go frantic.
So what's the plan? How many are you kind of doing in one, or are you just going to go for the whole lot?
The original plan was to do the whole lot. Like, just go whole hog, get them all done.
Yeah.
I think, but yeah, for this stream, I just want to... Just going to try and do these 4, I think. Just to sort of see if batch painting works. Because if I can do 4 within the stream, that would actually be pretty sick. I doubt it will happen, because it never does.
It's only 20 past 8. I'm showing some Trog bum.
Yeah.
Gonna have some nice little peachy bum there.
It does have a lot, like, as in like so much upper body and then just nothing in that zone.
He's kind of the proportions of him. You know, like what's the most recent like Sonic game you've played? It just looks so much like Eggman.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Actually,
Those little legs.
Yeah.
Little legs and just a massive top.
The Mr. Incredible aesthetic.
Yeah,
Johnny Bravo, kind of that kind of thing.
definitely.
sort of feeling similar when I was building these guys. Just like there's a lot of just man body going on.
Yeah.
Real dad bod, isn't it?
Exactly. Kind of having come from court.
Yeah.
You're kind of basically seeing the steps of life played out before you.
Incredible.
Yeah, and then once you do your necromantic team, it will be complete.
The old Cena. I don't know, that flesh golem is jacked.
Yeah, it's true.
That's like your Arnie.
But, you know, they chose some good donors for for his parts.
Okay, gonna run through a ready brown.
So with the airbrushing, then obviously you're doing a zenith or highlight or whatever.
Yeah.
How long do you find it takes to dry? Because obviously it's a lot thinner, but does the thinner itself kind of have anti sort of drying properties to it?
I mean, this is ink, and ink does generally take a little bit longer to dry than paint. Sorry, there's one of the lights are off. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's like the thinner you're right. Like the more you thinner paint, the longer it takes. But sometimes you kind of work with that. It only really gets an issue if you start really like spraying hard on wet paint, and then it just like fans and webs everywhere and it looks horrible. So it's kind of just like sometimes you want it really thin, then you just whack the pressure on the airbrush right down, and then it sprays fine. But if you have a high pressure for the thin paint, it goes everywhere. So it's all about just maintaining like the balance between pressure and thinness. It's like here, I'm gonna really thin this down. Yep. Hello to anyone tuning in. It's a little bit of a break from Blood Bowl. Ian and I fancy painting some AOS. So we're just doing some work on our armies.
Right, I'm back.
Hello.
Decided I needed a little something to do whilst I waited for those messy base colours to dry.
Building?
Well, I'm going to actually start another part of the model, which is completely different. So the kind of main aim for tonight is to really work on the skin and get a nice kind of tone down. But I've done a little bit of extra work with the basing and stuff. So I've got a snotling who's going to be a little herald over there.
That is fantastic. That's the Blood Bowl one, right?
And then and then I've got another Blood Bowl guy who you probably can't quite see eating a mushroom. Who's going to sit on top of him as if he's having a little snack from the mushrooms on his back.
That is fantastic.
So I thought whilst that flesh dries a little bit, I can put some paint on the snotlings.
Absolutely love it.
So it won't get in the way. But I've just got to put this one on a little base first. So, anyone painting with us tonight? Anyone joining us yet?
I haven't had any comments in chat just yet, but I'm sure people are still tuning in. We didn't advertise this at all. We just shadow dropped the stream, so it's perfectly understandable.
Probably all playing Cyberpunk, aren't they?
Oh man, I wish I was.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that sounds
All
really
right,
horrible.
so do I, to be fair.
Yeah, I haven't got it yet. I was debating.
Yeah.
I've been excited for it like since it was a tease. It's like my most anticipated game kind of ever, but for some reason I just haven't bought it yet. I think part of me's a little bit scared my PC won't run it. I've heard some performance issues have been coming out. So I'm kind of just waiting.
You obviously selected the wrong bit in the character creation.
Yeah.
You're having performance issues.
Nice. I've heard that is a vital function.
Yeah. I think most people have kind of got to that point and just spent so long laughing their heads off.
Yeah. No, it looks cool. I've just heard issues with developers have been like worked to death, stuff like that. There's a bit of controversy surrounding it. So I've just had a little bit of mixed.
They've done a lot of pushbacks.
Yeah.
And a lot of their kind of press releases have been about, we don't want to rush it out and stuff.
I just think at Christmas though, right?
But yeah,
everything's rough for Christmas.
Kind of golden to miss.
Yeah.
It's that kind of like, we'll finish it later.
Yeah,
or we'll fix it later.
Yeah.
Get it out. Get it in people's computers.
Yeah, the other thing is, like, I still can't decide if I want to get a console. I just haven't decided. So I might just wait until after Christmas, like, sort of assess the finances, see, is it worth getting one of the consoles? Or do I just start going
and also everyone's had a bit of time to wear them in a bit, and then haven't they?
Yeah, exactly.
You might get some more kind of honest views.
Definitely.
That aren't just, reviewers and things.
We have Paladin at work. Hello, Paladin. Yeah, I know you
Hello.
often catch you just at the tail end of the workday for America. And James Wilson. Hello, James. Doing a really rough undershade of red, just so it's a little bit less black in the shadows, tinted somewhat. This is really, really thin red, like reddy brown.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you've obviously been playing around a little bit with skin tones.
Yes.
Are you going to sort of batch them in skin tones?
That's the idea. Like, this is a unit of 12, so I might do sort of like batches of 3 different skin tones.
Yeah.
Just for some variety.
Yeah.
So I've got this will be like a pale Caucasian skin tone. I've got dark skin tone and probably something in between.
Yeah, I like to kind of have a bit of a ratio normally when I'm doing that. So, like, did it with my Rohan horses. So have like one, which is your kind of main color, your most common color.
Yeah.
And in a unit of 12, you might have, say, 5 or 6 that color. And then sort of go down to like 3, then 2.
That's a pretty cool way. It's a bit of a realistic way as well, having
even
numbers across
because
the
realistically, you're not going to have.
Yeah.
But just do whatever works, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I could do them still in batches, just mix the units, like have an iron gut in there, have a lead vulture, just so it's
that's a good
makes
idea,
it less
actually.
even.
Yeah.
Dave Dog, I got all my Battle Force boxes from the Outpost. Highly recommend a few Brits. That online shop. I was 15 minutes late for the pre-orders. Hasn't arrived yet, though. Shipping still. Yeah, that's the loot room, isn't it? The Outpost. The same.
Oh yes, yeah, we've used that before.
Yes. Good discounts.
Yeah, it's insane. We split Pelennor Fields from there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Which was ridiculous.
So
like
good.
25
Such
quid.
good value. Yeah, it was mad.
Yeah, so Dave, these are the Ogres from the Ogre Battle Force as well. So that's what I'm currently working on this, because it's all new and shiny. I've got them all built over the course of the week.
This
horrible experience.
This guy is in a battle box, but he's not from a battle box.
Yes, he is.
Although the Gloomspite battle box is pretty cool.
Yeah, I kind of prefer this one to last year's one.
What, the Ogre one? Or the Gloomspite
one? Yeah. Because this one has more focus on the Troggs, I think, doesn't it? And like the squigs.
It's basically half Troggs, half Squigs, yeah.
I think last year was a bit of a mismatch of the units. Like I think you got a few of different ones. I can't remember, but I remember this one looking better.
Yeah. Yeah, last year's one I think had. I'm just trying to remember if it was the battle box or the like, start collecting or whatever. But it was some fanatics.
That was
a loon boss.
Yeah.
But obviously, there was a bit of mismatch really, because obviously the fanatics, if you're running them as loon smashers, need to go in a unit, and the unit isn't in the box.
Yeah.
So
do you need a unit of night
really
goblins?
do all the options up. You need some stabbers or shooters.
That's it. They're not night goblins, are they?
To put them in? No. Or actually, they can go in. What can they go in? What are they called? The old mushroom collectors.
Oh,
they can randomly go in that unit. No. That's the like wizardy blokes.
Oh, okay.
What am I thinking of? It's completely lost me.
Sneaky
I've
snufflers?
got some sitting right next to me. Yeah, sneaky snufflers. That's it.
Love the names.
Like that. Yeah, there's Warhammer naming is so
It's genius. It really is. It's another level of creativity.
It's crazy, yeah.
We always show them. It's like the South Park Family Guy novel thing.
Manatees.
The manatee. Sorry, yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, I'm going to talk to drown out the compressor. Paladin got the Marcus coins and balls completed for the Elf Union team. Nice going. I rarely do those myself, but I love seeing people do them, so maybe we should do them more.
Yeah.
Did you paint the Elfheim Eagles in the new kit? They're a nightmare. Do you just mean the newish Eagle, the newish Elf kit? It's a few years old now, isn't it?
Is that the purple and yellow?
Yeah, I'm assuming so. I don't think there's any newer Elf kit than that. Using Bugman's Glow again, the paint I used to hate.
Oh yeah, nice. It's quite nice. It's like a nice undertone.
Yeah, I find through the airbrush like this, I like it a lot more when it's kind of really thin, because it's just really like, I don't know, it's just really bold. A lot of colour. Starting with like a brighter skin tone is just really, really pale. Otherwise, when it's over white at least. Got some work started on the Imperial Nobility team. Went metallic black for the armor. Very, very nice.
Oh, nice. The sound of that.
Yeah. How are you doing the metallic black? Are you like mixing paint, or are you going like black over silver? I think I've seen like contrast black or black ink over metal is really nice. Got a pre-made metallic black, very nice. It's Age of Blood Bowl state. Oh yeah, just Kev says this isn't Blood Bowl. Yep. It is not. But, you know, you've had a lot of Blood Bowl lately. You fancy doing something else.
I have some Blood Bowl models sat next to me. So,
they look so
there
good.
You go. There's a little bit of Blood Bowl for you.
So good. Okay, that's probably alright. Matthew Nadal said, "Oh, not Blood Bowl." Bye. Kidding. Love Mollog. Well, this is like Mollog's big brother, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very similar. Definitely share the same aesthetic.
Well, I think Mollog is technically a dank old Troggoth.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, but the kind of lore they have is that they fit the size of whatever they fall asleep in. So if they fall asleep in like a little room, a little cabin, they'll shrink.
That's so
But if they
cute.
if they fall asleep inside a massive cavern, they just grow massive.
So is that all they do? They just sleep all day?
They love, yeah. They kind of just rouse when they're disturbed.
That's incredible. Folk art has great metallic colours with the exceptions of black and orange for some reason, said Paladin. No, I haven't actually tried any of their paints, so maybe I should. How are you lads doing today? I'm doing very well, thanks, Matthew. How are you doing? It's nice that it's Friday. Don't have to do anything tomorrow. Getting close to Christmas too. It's always great.
So wrapping.
Yeah, I was actually doing something like 5 minutes before the stream. I can't remember what colours I used. I've written them down.
Pro tip. Always write them down.
Matthew said Moloch has the best backstory in Underworlds.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know it.
Moloch.
How does it go?
They wake him up and he just goes on a little mission to shut everyone up, I think, so he can go back to sleep.
Basic, love it. And Paladin said that's why I just did armor still on the Elf Union team.
I think we can all relate to Moloch.
Yeah.
Particularly if you've got kids.
Is that how you feel some days? Get woken up and have to go on a rampage?
Yeah, exactly. And then I just try and find some space around the house to fall asleep in.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be disturbed.
Where does his little critters come in? Are they like his friends?
Oh, his little squiggly beasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these big Troggoths have the squiggly beasts in the rules.
So good.
But I don't think they do it a lot. They just like randomly do one mortal wound or something silly.
Yeah, but they're cute. That's what matters.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you painting, Matthew? You said you're doing a bit yourself. Dave said my Elf Union team is painting classical style purple and bright yellow cloth, grey, cloth ribbons, blonde hair, etc. Excellent. It's a really good scheme, actually. Very elfy. Stoney said, hi, all, how's the team going? Team's going okay. I mean, I finished Nobility. Ian started his Nobility, and they're looking phenomenal.
Thanks. I'm enjoying them. They're really nice models.
They are, aren't they? They're proper solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a bit distracted by Age of Sigmar, so we're doing a little bit of that.
Fancy a little break tonight, don't we?
Yeah.
Squig Hound from the Gretchen's box for a standalone Squig for War. Right, yeah, excellent. I used that once on a Fnatic chain. So the instead of the ball, he was being pulled along by a Squig.
Oh, is it what from the Runt Herd? Is it the one? That
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
Yeah, I see. That's a good idea.
But yeah, Warcry definitely. Yet to really get into that, haven't we? We sort of danced around it for a bit.
Yeah, I'm putting up a little squad, so if we do play it, just drop him. But I would love to play it. It does look really good fun. It looks really casual, just like beer and pretzels, you know.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry about the compressor noises, guys. If it's really obnoxious, please say and I will mute. Same with the airbrush noises. So we got pure black titanium white gunmetal grey or grey fuses custom sit down. Yeah, I learned to paint blonde platinum hair just like Phoebe Bridgers. They're friends.
No, that's Phoebe Buffet.
Oh, see, I don't know references. I'm terrible when it comes to these things.
Ben doesn't remember the 90s.
I wasn't around.
No.
My opinion is St. Louis. Is it St. Louis or St. Louis? Battlehawks.
Lewis.
Lewis, yeah, American. Dave says, did you hear that you're meant to decompress your tank pulling the ring after you finish airbrushing? This is so condensation that's built up in a tank which can wreck it. Yeah, thankfully, I think mine leaks. So if I forget about it, it will rumble away just as I'm going to sleep, which is lovely. So it gets me out of bed and I turn it off and I decompress it. So it's kind of got a built-in reminder in the fact that it leaks air.
How does Alison feel about that?
I think she's like blanked it out of her ears. Yeah. Don't think she picks it up anymore. It's not that bad, to be fair. It's just like, it's just annoying when it's the only sound in the house and you're trying to sleep. It's like a little tractor next door. Honestly, watching Vince Venturella paint ogres has changed the way I paint models. Like, used to be so afraid of doing skin like this kind of size, but this is fun.
Yeah, just be bold.
Yeah. I've got a friend who paints ridiculously good. Like very sort of Ink 28, like Inquisition stuff. That sort of style, the sort of Blanchitsu almost. Not always that, but it's pretty unique paint style. But it really just slaps colour on, and it just works. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Miscast on YouTube. It's very similar to that, where he just kind of like he just kind of attacks it with a brush, like literally just stabs it with colour, and you think, what are you doing, you madman? But then it all just comes together, and I'm just like, man, I just wish I could think like that. I get too afraid to just.
Yeah, I think there's probably a degree, isn't there, where it's just a bit about confidence and just you can make it work.
Yeah, you know it works
if you
in the
trust,
past.
you can make it work.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about the end result rather than the process.
Find a way out of it.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's scary stuff. It's like a gerbil building, starting up his mini car. Yeah, it is like that. If his car was like the gerbil equivalent, like a V8. It's a It's a good rumble, but it's not loud. Kind of depressing not seeing Blood Bowl stuff. Sorry, Matthew. We'll probably go back to Blood Bowl next time. Depends how quickly we finish these models. And sometimes there's only so many sports people you can play, and you just want to paint some sword dudes.
As the saying goes.
To be fair, pretend these aren't clubs and they're actually like, I don't know, referee sticks, and there you go.
This is my cheerleader, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Go Orcs.
Sure, it's nodding, surely. That's what the his little herald is doing.
Yeah. Two in a way.
Happy as AOS, everyone else is paying 40k all the time. Well, I'm done with these, so that reminds me I'm going to start painting some Space Marines. Just kidding. Someday. I do actually have Space Marines.
Don't see them very often, Space Marines.
Yeah, a bit of a niche army, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'll always love painting 40k orcs. I think. No matter.
Oh, your orcs. Cool.
Thank you. It's just, yeah, I just like doing vehicles. I just think it's really fun.
Yeah,
making them
I definitely at some point would like to do one of those buggies.
Yeah, definitely. They're not that expensive, to be fair. For like kits go, they're pretty affordable. Like in terms of if you just want a painting project, it's not that bad. Just pick one up.
No, yeah.
Yeah, about 20 quid or something.
Yeah, that's not bad, is it?
Matthew said, "Love the Black Orc team paint job, by the way, Warhannam."
Thank you very much.
Wait till you see his nobility.
No, those Black Orcs paint up really nicely.
So now you've painted both. What do you think is the more enjoyable team to paint?
I think Black Orcs, you get quicker results. Personally, I found.
Yeah.
Because they've kind of got those nice big blocky areas. My favourite part of the Black Orc team was the Goblins.
Oh, really?
They're just so sassy. They've kind of really got a good personality. But I kind of like I like doing the feathers. I mean, I've only done 4 so far, so that could change. But so far, I've enjoyed doing the feathers.
Got a few more to go.
Yeah, quite a few more. Yeah, I'm trying to give the ogre some plumage as well.
Yes, you've done a little bit of converting, haven't you?
Yeah, so here you go, some Blood Bowl. So I've done like a little press of some feathers in resin. So he's got the halfling helmet jammed on from the what's he called? The halfling hefty.
Yeah.
And then I've used some blue stuff to make a little cast of some feathers from one of the linemen. And done it with a bit of UV resin. So I've just got to tidy it up a bit with some green stuff, do some straps, do the edge of the helmet.
How do you find
some little shoulder feathers.
How do you find that casting process go? Because I remember you saying you're pretty new to it.
Yeah, that was fine actually. It's good for, so it's not double-sided, so the back is flat.
Okay.
But I might use some green stuff just to build it up a bit.
To be fair, you could probably recast them with the same mold and do something like that.
Stick the back on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah,
looks great.
Thanks. That should hopefully be good. I think that's the thing. As much as I really enjoyed the fact that you get the troll and the ogre in the box, you can tell that they're made for different teams.
I totally agree. Yeah, especially the ogre. I think the troll kind of can work. I know you replaced it, and it does look better with the forge one for sure. But Yeah, the ogre really just doesn't fit, does he?
But it's got a lot of potential, that model. It's quite a nice kind of base.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem, to be fair.
I use him in the ogre team now because, like, as like a sort of a team captain, he looks like that. He's a similar size and he's just more armored and yeah.
How does he size up?
Walk to the other ogres.
Yeah.
Or to the AOS ogres.
No, to the other ogres.
I'll show you.
Yeah, Blood Bowl.
Sorry, I'll go over that. It's not a problem. What was that? Paint a little bit. 2 seconds. He sizes pretty well. Should have them just down here. Yeah, so like he's way more armored, but he yeah. Height wise, perfect. Just aesthetically, just wearing clothes compared to the others.
And he's the odd one out.
Yeah, he definitely is, yeah. I think if you had 2 of them, it'd be alright, but then that's like more expensive than an actual ogre team.
Yeah. Although I don't know how much the Forge World booster pack is.
I haven't actually checked, to be fair.
Can't imagine that's too much less than 2 ogres.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Now just one more layer of skin, I think. Skin. So, is anyone else working on anything? We've got some elves being painted. Alright, that's probably good for skin. Should be it, done. It looks okay. We got Hereward Feldwick playing, working on some snotlings right now. Excellent, trying to paint snotling eyes and teeth while I half cut, living dangerously. Or well, half cut.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, most of them are kind of wonky anyway, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're all revved up on shrooms, so
Absolutely.
you can get away with that. You'll get away with it.
So I've got a fun anecdote from today. So, just reminded me. So, if
talk of getting.
Yeah, I mean it's relevant. If you guys have seen, or you're in the UK, or you may not know, there's a show called Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they get a bunch of comedians to do really random things, and they grade them. My sister loves this, and so she's got me and my family, my girlfriend, like other halves and stuff, to do it. Just issued these tasks. We've had like December to do a couple of them, and then she had ones which is like, you have to open this and record you opening it because it's like time limited. Anyway, one of the other ones we had to do was make a cocktail with as many ingredients. Make a cocktail with as many different letters of the alphabet as possible in the ingredients.
Okay.
So, and like best cocktail wins, or like it's probably going to be her choice. So I did that this afternoon, and it was horrible. I've got my ingredient list. I was basically rushing around the kitchen trying to find what I could. Let's have a look.
It's gonna be amazing, isn't it?
Start off with amaretto.
Okay, yeah.
Lovely. Then
start.
B, balsamic vinegar.
Ooh.
But downhill from
okay,
here. C, coffee. Now D was difficult. D, I was really looking around. I'm just like, what the hell in this kitchen begins with D? Which is not something you have. And like, so I turned around and I saw a lovely succulent on the shelf. So
dill.
Oh, you know, I think we actually have dill. That would have been so much better. It would have been better than dirt anyway. So I added some dirt.
Oh no.
So.
Oh no.
Sorry, I'm sticking a light on. So in went some soil. Demerara sugar. Yeah. Oh, Stony. Where were you guys earlier today? You would have saved me. Then went in some energy drink for E. F.
Just to go with the coffee.
Yeah, definitely. F. I could have gone for fennel, but then I saw lower in the kitchen. Nah, we've already stuck dirt in. We're gonna make this hardcore. So a drop of fish sauce went in there. Specifically a drop, because any more than that, and it would have tasted of fish sauce, because that stuff is strong.
Yeah, it gets through it, doesn't it?
Yeah. G. We had an unopened bottle of gin, but that belongs to my girlfriend. She'd be mad if I opened her gin. So I used the next best thing, which was gravy. Then honey for H. Then ice. Bit of ice cube, you know, it's a cocktail.
Take the edge off, isn't it?
Yeah. J. I really thought we had jelly. We didn't. So jasmine tea it is. Then kaffir lime. L was a lifesaver. Lemonade. Oh, and it was at this point when I opened the fridge and I saw the lemonade, and I realised that at B, for some reason, I chose balsamic vinegar when I had beer in the fridge, and I felt like an idiot. It'd have been good because the vinegar was not a good choice. Then milk for M. N, I went for nutmeg. O, orange juice, nice ingredient there. P, added some peppermint like syrup for your coffee. Q, now Q is hard because nothing begins with Q. We did have tonic to go with the gin, so I added quinine.
Cointreau.
Ooh, what is Cointreau?
It's a spirit.
Oh no, we didn't have any of that. Anything that fancy. It's just gin. But quinine, I think that was a pretty good workaround. I would accept that if I was judging it. Then went in some rum. Then salt, standard in a cocktail. Tea was actually pretty tricky. Because I would already use tonic.
Did you just go tea?
Why didn't I add tea? We had so much tea. I added jasmine tea earlier. Okay, I put thyme into it because that's what I could find.
That is a massive cop. Oh, time.
Time, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I
no,
thought
not
you
the
were
concept
being
of time.
Ethereal.
Yeah, no, that comes later. Like here for you, because you is pretty tricky. So I threw in some umami flavoring, which was Worcestershire sauce. Then vanilla went in, vanilla extract. W, easy, chucked in some whiskey. X, I just did an X because what did you for X? I just drew an X and said don't actually drink this. Then Y was why not add more whiskey? And then Zed was 30 seconds in the microwave to make it nice and warm. So
Zed?
Zed was zap it in the microwave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With you now.
Yeah. And you had to drink a mug of this. And it wasn't actually that bad. It went down in one go.
Did it come back up in one go?
It didn't. I was expecting it to. But I think I might have had worse dirtier pints at university. But still.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty horrible. The balsamic vinegar, I think, was the biggest thing. That was just overpowering. Yeah, and then, like, weirdly, you didn't actually taste much alcohol. And there was quite a lot with, like, the rum, double whiskeys and stuff like that in a mug. And I felt the effects later as sort of a combination of feeling drunk and sick.
And jacked up on coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Flash energy drink.
Yeah. But yeah, it was pretty solid. The lemonade really helped because it kind of, like, I topped it up with the lemonade because I had to fill a mug. So,
yeah.
Cocktails
Nice
do that, don't
mixer.
they? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matthew, it's the scariest cocktail ever. Yeah, it was unpleasant. Hello, Zeph. Yeah, so all the solids kind of floated to the top. It was pretty gnarly. So there's like nice little kind of looked a bit like a creme brulee of like spices and herbs and dirt.
That's appalling.
Yeah, I thought it's supposed to be an adult. How is everyone, Zeph? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, thanks. Ian and I are painting some Age of Sigmar. I'm getting some ogres done. Sort of, it's a little speed paint method. Because that's what I'm obsessed with at the moment.
It's your next Everest, isn't it? Get really good at
Yeah, paint quick.
speed painting.
What do you think you'd like to... Like, where's the place you want to take your hobby in?
I think actually clearing my backlog a bit and just kind of taking a bit of stock.
Yeah?
But I keep finding new stuff. So.
Yeah, exactly. New editions come out. Things exciting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. I think I'm going to have to think about that over Christmas and come up with some sort of resolution.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good question.
What about people in the chat? Is there anything like sort of like hobby resolutions, stuff you want to try, stuff you want to
Get better at.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just to paint models, isn't it? Don't have to always strive to improve. Just enjoy the process.
That's it. I think like with events and stuff as they are at the moment, it's quite hard to set any like goals, as in, you know, I want to,
Yeah.
you know, painting wise get nominated or be this ranking or whatever. But
Definitely. That might be it. That might be why I'm trying new stuff so much. Just because there's no deadlines to force me to actually paint stuff. I just want to throw paint the models.
yeah, just be cool to just be able to try stuff and enjoy
Yeah, for sure.
trying new things, really. I definitely think generally I kind of want to move a little bit away from big army stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I feel like, well, I don't know, it's just kind of this Gloomspite army is definitely like the only big army I want to work on at the moment,
Yeah.
because it's so varied and there's lots of different types of models within it and different painting. So it's kind of like 3 or 4 armies in one, really.
For sure. Got your trolls,
which I
the
really
goblins,
enjoy.
the squigs, and the
Yeah. Whereas, I think finding with Blood Bowl and coming off of doing those Black Orcs and going into doing the nobility, it's just been so fun. Just doing like smaller things, smaller projects.
Yeah.
And getting them done in like a couple of weeks' time, instead of them taking most of your year up or whatever.
They're definitely nice, like the palette cleansers, aren't they? When you can just sort of get stuff done and then just instantly try something new, but you don't feel bad that you've just pitched a project because you finished it.
Exactly. So I've got like a few things. Like I have got an Underworlds warband boxed up that I can crack out at some point if I want to try that. Blood Bowl teams are obviously good.
Absolutely.
Things like Kill Team and things.
Yeah. You've got your sisters, right?
Yeah, I got the sisters, so I'm going to hopefully build that into a bit of a kill team, maybe just a small combat patrol kind of force. But yeah, just coming away from that, I must have a massive army. Bushido, do you know actually, Stoney, I was looking into that recently. So I've been listening to a few like YouTube channels and stuff talking about Japanese mythology and folklore and stuff. And then the kind of next step was to think, is there any of this in a game? So I did look into Bushido. And I watched some of the how to plays, and they actually look pretty cool.
Yeah?
But it looks... I could be completely wrong here, but I was trying to find a good way in, really. And I think there is a box set. But I think you get like 3 models a side or something. So I didn't really know if that was the best way to go. Or because when individual models are fairly pricey, I found, and I mean that's coming from someone who plays a lot of Games Workshop, but still, I don't know. What do you reckon, Stoney? Have you looked into it, or do you play?
How open is it for like third-party stuff? Because I know sometimes these small teams kind of encourage using models from elsewhere. Like, or is it kind of a case where you have to use the Bushido models?
I think most of the models seem to be actual characters, so
right. Okay.
I guess there's a bit of an implication there.
So I was going to say, there's a lot of like 3D printed Japanesey stuff. So
yeah, well, you've done some for your
for Warcry, yeah.
Warcry, yeah.
Even more like that's pretty like stylized high fantasy. In terms of like more historical stuff, there's quite a lot out there. It's probably one of the more common themes I've seen, like historical. I'm assuming Bushido is more historical.
I think it's like historical / mythological.
Okay.
So you've got like, I think there is like your Ashigaru and your samurai and ninjas and stuff, but there's also kappas.
Right. Oni.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that sort of thing. But again, I can't. I'm no authority on the matter, so I've only briefly looked into it. But Stoney says, small figure count, so that's cool. One thing that did maybe put me off a little bit, as in if I was going in fresh and I didn't already have like loads of terrain and stuff for other games, is that I'd kind of want to nail the aesthetic. Get a really nice board with like bamboo and those like cool demon gates and bridges and stuff. So having to pick up a whole another table of terrain and stuff.
Buy a printer for 150 quid and you have it all.
Why would I need to do that when I got friends?
Yeah, that's true. It costs more than that.
Yeah. Right. Cards with models giving stats, so not ideal for third-party stuff.
Right.
Asian mythology fantasy. 2x2s, that's a good board size.
That is good. That's like
Matthew in the chat. Do you guys have a favourite third-party Blood Bowl team?
For me, probably the Punga Pirates, honestly. Probably my favourite.
Yeah, they're cool.
I just think they're so well designed. I think they're just such professional looking models. Yeah, love them. Fun to paint. Looking on the table. What about you?
That's cool. Do you know, I don't actually own a third-party one. If I did, I quite liked the Grebo Bretonians.
Yeah, with the shields that like lock.
Yeah, they're quite cool.
They're
But I think
cool.
they were like, are they optional shields? Or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. They
had-
are optional.
But yeah, they looked really cool.
Sorry, Matthew also said I'd love to get better at skin tones. Yeah, 100%. That's exactly why I'm painting this army, because I want to improve its skin tones too. And what better than an army which is pretty much all skin.
All skin, yeah.
Zeph said I'm trying to get more fantasy. I might have brought a 3,000 point vampire count army in 8th edition books. Wow.
Oh,
That is cool.
love vampire counts.
Evening All Sarissa has some nice Japanese style MDF terrain. That's cool.
Yes.
We saw Sarissa, didn't we? Did they do the bows and badges terrain?
Burrows and badges, yeah. So
Yeah.
we did get into that a bit this year, didn't we? It's quite fun. And I had started playing a few games, but obviously
Okay,
things as they are.
Big C.
The old COVID kibosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a really fun game, Burrows and Badgers. Another sort of skirmish game, but it's really chilled out.
Still haven't played it. Got my warband, but
Yeah, well, as with many things, we'll have to have a game.
yes.
Back to, I think there's going to be so many games to be played.
I know.
I think they should just have like a national couple of weeks off so people can catch up with their gaming.
That would be awesome. Yeah. I agree with the pirates. They look amazing. Yes, they do. Absolutely love them. Alright. Think that is the airbrushing done.
Hooray.
Trousers done. Got the skin done. Is this skin right? Just gotta double check. Might have to do a bit of a glaze on it. Gonna compare it to the ones I've done. Nothing's wrong.
So, talking about the skin, and obviously with Matthew in the chat saying about improving skin tones,
Yeah.
you've obviously looked into it a little bit now.
Yes.
What have you sort of found that people are saying makes a difference?
To be honest, I think the best bit I heard of advice was like, don't worry too much about it, which sounds really like naff, but I think genuinely when you think about it, skin is so varied. It's like if you're really struggling, it's like, this tone just doesn't look right. Probably does somewhere in the world.
Yeah, there's probably some skin tone. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in terms of like general things which have helped improve painting it though is remembering that there's a lot of like purple and red in skin more than you think.
Yeah.
Because obviously,
Yeah, because I guess
veins running
at a
under.
base level. Yeah, at a basic level, we're kind of, maybe coming from a place where we've got kind of a base skin tone, a flesh wash, and then building up a couple of flesh layers. But
Yeah.
so you're saying it's kind of more to it than that, basically.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like, yeah, like the shadows on a skin. Like even if you do something like close your arm, and you can kind of see where like the folds of your arm or something like that. It's really dark, and it gets really like if you kind of look at it, it gets obviously skin tone dependent, but at least for a Caucasian skin tone, it looks very like dark purple, which might just be my poor health, but
Yeah.
just really it's
So
like
is
greeny
that
yellow.
cocktail's really screwed you up.
Yeah.
Well, we should ask that. I'm assuming it was brown, but what colour was that?
Oh yeah,
cocktail?
toilet brown. Yeah, 100%.
Toilet brown, lovely. Yeah.
Like you've had babies, I'm sure you've seen this color before.
Thanks. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, not the color that you want to put in your mouth for sure. Zephyr said, to be honest, my main aim, I'm going to try and be more active playing games. My local league won't be returning as the shop is now closed and gone solely online, so no one has a place to meet and play. Man, that sucks.
Yeah.
That really sucks. Really hope they get a chance to reopen.
Is that sort of, closed down as a result of this, or was that of the pandemic, or was it something they'd had on the cards for a while? Sucks either way, obviously, but
Yeah, definitely.
particularly sad if it was something they didn't really want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, the skin was a little bit bright, so I'm going back to Buckland's Glow and just filling in some shadows. I glaze all over. And I'm back. Hate damp weather. Don't want to commit to rain. Don't want to commit to. Don't want anything to dry either. Yeah. Winter dampness. You kind of weirdly like winter though. I like everything being like toasty and warm inside. Yeah, it feels fresh. Zeph said, I think it's a mixed pandemic, but the owner had thought to go online more than have a shop. He was always 2 minds about it, but we're drawing a lot of people in certain lines for games like MTG or 40k. Yeah, it's really weird. Like, I don't really know much about operating a shop, I'll be honest. But some things, it does feel like, if you're looking at it purely from a business perspective, I can imagine hosting stuff is kind of more like a favour to the community then.
Yeah.
I can imagine it's difficult to encourage people to buy stuff without forcing it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think everyone knows that you can get it cheaper. Online. But yeah, it's kind of instilling that kind of, if you want this here, you've got to support it.
Yeah.
But you can appreciate people are on a budget. It's an expensive hobby, so no judgment if you do go online, because fair enough, you want to get the most out of your money.
100%.
It's your money, you've worked for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, tricky.
Okay, right. I think that's actually it for reals now. I had basically some just warmer skin tones back in there. It's looking a little bit too dead. Happy with that?
That's right. Now they're from Shyish.
Yeah. They could be. They're nomads, aren't they? They go all over.
Wherever there's food or pay.
Yeah, as long as it's in the path of the Great Moor, they will read their lore before.
Yeah, I haven't really had too much of a look at the newer lore, to be honest.
What I saw is basically just wander around the Moor realms.
Eating stuff.
Yeah, like apparently aimlessly looking, just fighting and eating. But it, like, if you looked at their like paths of destruction, it forms the Great Moor like symbol. If you looked at it from like a bird's eye view. So it's kind of like they're being guided by Gorkamorka.
Yeah,
it's kind of the idea.
Such a good lad, Gorkamorka.
He is, isn't he? I had no idea the ogres like worship him. I didn't know like he had anything to do with them. I thought it was purely orcs.
The thing with Gorkamorka now, so well, it used to just be the orc god basically in the old world.
Right.
But yeah, what's cool now is that basically all of destruction worship Gorkamorka in some fashion, but it varies.
Right.
So even amongst the Gloomspite Gits, for example, you got the Bad Moon, but they've all got a different story about what the Bad Moon actually is. So the Spider Fangrots think it's a giant spider egg that's going to one day hatch and spill eggs out all over the mortal realms. It's a bit nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Who else was there? The Squigs. One of the main characters, the Overbounder, is basically sees it as a challenge. He's got to try and jump over it. He's trying to bound over the moon.
Is there a nursery rhyme for that?
Yeah. The Squig jumped over the moon.
Yeah.
And then you've got who else? There's some think it's like the spirits of all the grot wizards. But basically everyone's got a different view of what it is exactly.
That's pretty cool. I had no idea about that.
No, I do like the Gloomspite kind of lore.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Then Ben, please.
Yeah.
We prefer to be called the Living Impaired. I never played Gorkamorka.
No, I think I did play it, but not enough to really know what was going on. I think it was just like round a mate's house sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I never actually collected it for myself. The bases were so weird though. Did you see them?
Are they the ones that sort of they're like army soldiers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought an orc haul on eBay once, and I had a few Gorkamorka orcs in there.
So I'm pretty sure there was a rule where basically you could put as many boys in the truck as would fit, but if they fell out, they took damage or something stupid.
That should be an actual 40k thing.
Yeah, it's like that bucket of Gretchen's guy.
Oh yeah, man, what a lad.
Did you finish yours and post it off?
Nope, it's still on my desk.
Come on.
Yeah, that's his grot I'm keeping, so I need to send that. Okay, metal time. Brownarama DMD says, Warhannam, how many squig drawn pump wagons have you got? Thoughts on Scroll Mini? Weird right arm. So how many pump wagons have you got?
Good question. I don't have any squig drawn ones, but I'm thinking of it now. That's a really cool idea. And what was the second bit, sorry?
Thoughts on the Scroll Mini? I think it's awesome.
A scroll.
The scroll half-height.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking War Scroll for a minute there. Yeah, I really like it. I'm not totally sure about the hand yet. The hand.
Yeah, holding another player's hand.
The hand holding it. Yeah, the hand deception.
Yeah.
But I think that would be easily replaced. But what I do really like is that it fits aesthetically both the dwarves and the undead.
Yeah, definitely.
I think they've done a really good job at kind of patching it in. But yeah, I'm not necessarily bowled over like that. I think I might change that up if I was going to picking
I
up.
do love the this whole sort of 80s vibe.
The
paint
flame
job.
armor.
Yeah, I love that. It reminds me of like Noise
nice,
Marines.
Yeah. Legion of the Damned.
Yeah, that's it.
I was like, this is cool. We're flame guys.
Yeah, we have flames on our armor, so we are better.
That was a rule in 2nd edition of 40k. Oh, okay. So the Gorka Morka rule, amazing. See,
amazing.
Everyone's moaning about nerfs to disgustingly resilient in 40k. They should be talking about bringing the war wagon rules back for
Someone
balancing.
moaning about it. I've been off social media for a little bit, so I haven't really like seen the complaints. I just saw the change, and I think it's a pretty cool change.
Yeah, because especially with Marines having just got all those damage to heavy bolters and stuff.
Yeah.
I think one of the complaints was it's only really good against damage 2.
Yes.
Damage 1, it doesn't help at all against.
Yes.
And then damage 3+, it gets increasingly worse. Yes. Obviously, because you're only knocking off 1 damage each time. But in any other games I play, anything reducing damage by 1 is pretty amazing. So
it just always works. I think that's why I like it, because it always does something. As long as the damage is more than that. Whereas, previously rolling for it just slows the game down and might not do anything.
Yeah, you don't have to activate anything to have it, sort of thing.
There we go, Matthew. There's your 40k content for today.
Yeah. 2 guys who barely play 40k.
Yeah.
No, it's fair enough.
Yeah. Hey, 40k's fun. Sometimes.
Yeah, sounds like your Crusader was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was it. I'd like to see more to it, but it was definitely like along the right lines of I think what the game needs.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of in the boat where I can't ever see myself going to a competitive event, particularly for 40k. And that's no, judgment at all, because I see a load of the guys when I go to Pompey Pillage doing 40k and it looks really cool. But I guess it's just kind of not my comfort zone.
Why AOS?
I feel like
40K?
I can't really commit to. I generally prefer fantasy as a setting.
So is it just the setting? Because from a competitive aspect, you played competitive AOS.
Yeah, ish, yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I've never really done that. I've gone like 3. Probably, yeah, exactly. That's my competition. Try and get a painting prize or a nomination or whatever. Yeah. But I think when it first came out, AOS, it was very much a lot more laid back than 40k. I think it still is to a degree. I've got to know people, and it is really fun when you go to an event and you see people or you've seen about, just to kind of have those friendly faces. I think where the community's smaller as well, it's still a big community, but 40k is massive. And
yeah, it really is, especially now.
Played far and wide. Getting to know people is easier with slightly smaller games. But yeah, I think what drew me first is that I always preferred fantasy to 40k.
Very understandable. I think fantasy's more fun to paint a lot of the time.
Yeah, I enjoy painting both, but
I do. Yeah, I just feel like generally when I'm in like sort of the imagination zone, I kind of connect with it more with fantasy. If that's a really cop out thing to say, but it's like painting these guys, I can kind of like picture it more being fantasy. I think that maybe comes from playing like D&D. I don't know, but for some reason, it's easier to imagine stuff and paint stuff to a fantasy style than sci-fi for me. Like again, I painted loads and loads of orcs for 40k, and I love it. But that's more just throwing dirt at models and green skin and stuff. It's not. I don't really think of it too much as an imaginative experience. Whereas like a lot of fantasy stuff, it is.
Yeah, I guess as well from a lore perspective. 40k at the moment is, although it's kind of got endless planets, there's a degree to which it's quite rigid. I think in what is acceptable for obviously you don't have to care about that, and it's your hobby. But
100%.
equally, I quite enjoy with AOS at the moment. I didn't like it at the beginning, but the openness is actually really cool now, I think.
What do you mean by openness?
It's got well, because it's kind of endless realms possibility. Nothing is really off the table.
True.
So you get some pretty varied stuff, and it doesn't feel like anything you come up with would ever really invalidate the wider picture or the bigger game. Whereas I think with 40k, people are maybe a bit more married to a strict law.
I mean,
particularly around like.
Yeah, I'm like that. So, like, sometimes I'm a pretty like. I think that's maybe why. I like you said earlier, AOS feels more casual. 40k does definitely make me more intense in terms of just like from a gaming perspective. It's definitely a bigger deal, as in like suddenly I care a lot more. I go into the real grognard mode. Which you've been on the receiving end.
Yeah, cheers.
But
first game.
Yeah, it's an intro game. I'm gonna.
Welcome to the hobby, punk.
Yeah.
You can't do anything.
Yeah, no. Like, yeah, I feel like AOS does feel more like casual, maybe because I understand it less. Almost, it's like anything goes.
Yeah, and I think in a funny way, if you understand it a bit less, you care less if you win or lose.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just kind of why it's quite cool having a new edition of Blood Bowl, because it's quite new for everyone. Obviously, there's a lot of the same, but I don't feel like people are generally going to go in for the first league or two feeling like they've majorly got something to prove.
Yeah,
because it's kind of just about learning and trying out the new skill system and seeing what works.
Well, we got GW Fantasy doubles back in the day was so much fun. Miss the old tournament days up in knots. Must get back to events once the order's back to normal. Yeah, Darren, I agree. I was gonna go with a few workmates, so I befriended some people in the office who all play Warhammer. We're saying how in
cool.
Yeah, like the start of the year and sort of end of last year, we're saying one of them's birthday in September. Let's all go to Warhammer World, spend the night, just like travel there in the evening, go out for drinks and stuff.
It is
and
cool.
The next day
it's like a little pilgrimage, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I was well looking forward to it.
It's got to be done. I definitely want to go back. Hopefully next year, but if not, 2022.
Yeah,
have a proper day of it.
It is such a cool venue. It's
play some Blood Bowl in Bugman's.
Yeah, I'd love that, man.
Check out the museum. Book a table.
It's never boring. Yeah, it's just such a cool place.
It's just an amazing place to be, isn't it?
Yeah, it's real like nerd paradise.
And I just love the fact it's like, if you can think of a model that's in production, you can buy it.
Yeah, because they like make it next door.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I really did enjoy that. I've only been once, but I absolutely loved every second of it.
We should definitely try and do a little club road trip or something.
Yeah, that'd be excellent. Really is the mecca of Warhammer, isn't it? Matthew, I'm more particular with fantasy because the people I used to play card games were also fantasy players. I think that's it. I think we had that little discussion a fairly while ago, which was, I think Ben asked like, what makes you play games? And for me, at least, it was just the people playing them.
Yes, yeah. I think like we said, if you ever try and bring a game in to a club, like we've tried it a few times, like we got quite lucky with Burrows and Badgers. There was a few people that were kind of up for it.
Yeah.
But on the whole, it is quite hard to break a new game or a new setting into an established kind of
Yeah.
group of players, because everyone's
fair
got to
enough.
buy in.
Exactly. Especially when money's an issue or money's involved, it is difficult to ask.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of us are significantly less responsible than others when it comes to hobby purchases.
Oh, it's time for your origin story, Ben.
The
What
origins.
is the origin of blood type? It's blood tithe, first of all. So
Blood
he's
tithe.
not a donor, so you don't need to worry about
the origin of blood type, Ben. Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm the universal. Is it the O plus, the one that can accept everyone but give to no one?
Yeah.
the selfish one. Yeah, no, blood tithe. The origin of that is so my main AOS army is Khorne, and we had a little sort of path to glory escalation thing going on, didn't we?
Yes.
Which was good fun. And in that, I was playing my Khorne army, and it's sort of, I think you probably started this, Ian.
Probably, yeah.
It's sort of just like you would just keep hearing every time like a unit died, I'd be like, that is a blood tithe. That's a blood tithe.
That's a blood tithe.
That's a blood tithe. Because in AOS, when Khorne units die, if it's either your army or their army, any unit. As soon as something dies, you get like rewarded for it because Khorne cares not where the blood flows. So I kept saying that's a blood tithe, and it kind of became like all people heard,
little
like
catchphrase,
week in, week out. Yeah. So it all came from there. And then but Khorne is like I love it. So I'm happily settled in that nickname now. Yep, that's all there is to it. My NAF name is also Blood Tithe, though. I was able to snag that, which is good. So
simple stories are the best.
That may live where the Khorne team does not.
That's right. It does in NAF.
That's very true. Yeah. Zephyr said, I can swing either way as I enjoyed the lore for both. As a game though, I do prefer Fantasy and Blood Bowl as I see it more tactical than 40k. I always enjoyed Warmaster as well. Yeah, I think I'm lean towards 40k being the more tactical game than AOS, in my opinion. That's only because I feel it's got more rules for a start. I think like it's a lot crunchier.
More rules equals more tactics.
Yes. I kind of think it does. It's like I feel like, I don't know, a lot of the games I have for AOS, maybe it's just me being a bad player, it's kind of like you go and smash face. I think if you boil it,
you shoot face.
Exactly, you shoot face. You shoot the right face.
If you do it from afar.
I think it's always been my biggest gripe in AOS is I don't like the wound system. I don't like the flat to wound.
Okay.
So I like having like priority targets and units suited to take out other units, and I think that's kind of just all it boils down to, really.
I think you do still get that, but
to an extent. But everything, like your goblin's just as good at punching a dragon as it is punching another goblin.
Well, it's got to actually stand up to a dragon first. But...
True. Yeah.
No, I remember that was a big complaint when it first came out, actually.
Yeah, to be fair though, I do always enjoy playing it. So it's like, I could say what I like, but I think my AOS games are always more memorable and more enjoyable than my 40k ones. So maybe crunch isn't everything. Some of them memorable in the wrong reasons. Playing Slanesh is never fun.
Oh no, I think you're just always going to get those matchups. Even in Blood Bowl, you get the old dwarf stunty matchup.
Yeah.
You get those non-games where you just feel like you're watching.
Yeah. I think that's just an issue with the turn order thing.
Yeah, you're a big advocate for the more kind of what would you call it?
The alternate activation.
Kind of alternate activations, yeah.
Yeah, group of me and my friends, we wrote our own sort of rules for 40k, which it still uses everything from the normal rulebook, but it just changes the turn order up. Just to use alternate activations, and we really like it. Now that I think that's a pretty tactical game because that involves like counter moving your players and like choosing who to activate first is really important and stuff like that. that becomes quite a heavy game, to be fair, though. Like, playing it's really fun, but it is a mind game. And in 40k and AOS, normally you can kind of like turn off for half a game, which can sometimes be a good thing energy-wise. Is this game?
Yeah, I think if you're playing at an event as well.
Yeah.
Imagine doing 5 games of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's intense because there's no downtime, so you're just constantly doing stuff. And yeah, for 3 hours, that is actually quite taxing. Yeah. Ian's cam looks out of focus to me, keeps pixelating. I think that might just be because it's capturing off of Discord.
It's a fixed. Yeah, it's also a fixed focus. So I don't know. It might just be where I'm moving the model around.
Ah, fair.
So sorry about that. Does it make it look better?
Hey, it always looks fantastic. I realised the music stopped.
Basically, I've been working on the kind of initial blending, so that the colour doesn't pick up too well. It is purple. Nice little cheeky bump there.
Nice cheek blends.
So I've kind of done the blends now. It's a little bit messy, but that's fine because I'm going to glaze it all with some purple in a minute.
Nice.
Bring it all together a bit, and then I can start the actual proper highlighting and going through and all of that. But it's kind of turned out all right so far.
It's looking fantastic.
I was a bit worried at first.
What's your approach to blending it? You doing any special tricks?
Just keep sticking on paint till it looks okay.
Yeah, just lots and lots of layers.
Yeah, I think I'm just playing with it and going back and manipulating it again, and yeah, just take your time, really. That's why I thought this is a perfect time to do it, so I can chat and not think too much
Not so
whilst doing
monotonous.
it. No, exactly, because it is a little bit dull if you're maybe just sat doing it on your own. It's going to build up the back a little bit more, I think. So it's not literally just a bottom that's a fleshy bottom.
I started off doing some metals, then realised that I have a stricter order. Oh no, that's not the order. Anyway, I've written down a strict order of stuff to paint.
Doesn't sound that strict.
Yeah, it's on my notice board. But it's like, so I've got to do tattoos and then varnish before I do the metals. Otherwise, it dulls it all down. Like if I do the matte varnish of the skin over the metal, it really kind of ruins it.
Yeah.
So basically, it's kind of paint the whole model and then go varnish it. Because the trouble with airbrushing as well, it looks pretty nice. It's so thin, the paint just comes off. Like if you touch it,
well, it rubs off, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it makes terrible gaming pieces unless you varnish.
Okay.
Really does. Like even as I'm doing like little recess shades with Agrax here, and even the brush strokes is sometimes pulling paint off.
Wow.
Warhannam said, "I've got some rock cuts I'll be starting soon. Do you mix the fleshy colours?" Oh, did you answer that one? Oh no.
No.
Do you mix the fleshy colours last?
No, I'd like to do the flesh first because it's the biggest area. I'll go and get one of my rock guts. We can talk about it.
Nice. Like the squigs.
Whilst that dries. Yeah. Last time we had friends with squigs. This time we've got friends with trolls. That's it.
Zephyr, going back to Warhammer World, you should do a Bonehead podcast takeover, have a meet up at Warhammer World and just play games about ones. You know what? That's actually such a good idea. I'll pitch that to Ben because I would love that. A little Bonehead meet. That'd be fantastic. We speak to Games Workshop, get this sort of gauge interest and see just like, hey, would that be okay?
Okay, right. Here we go. Here's one of my rock guts.
So nice.
So basically, yeah, because it's mostly flesh really, apart from the big old scales on the back. Nice rocky bits. But yeah, it's got a big old tummy. So yeah, the kind of with this one, I kind of half followed the tutorial on Warhammer TV. It's actually a pretty good one. But yeah, start with Rakarth Flesh. It's really nice color Rakarth, love it. And then just try and blend it into the Dark Reaper. This was around the sides, and then the idea is you do a whole all over wash of thinned down Colia green shade on this. But on the big guy, I'm going to do Tricky Violet instead. But the idea is you kind of just, I don't know if you can see there, but the flesh has actually got like a bit of an undertone to it, which is that kind of greeny. Can you see what I'm saying? Yeah?
Yeah, I see that.
You kind of add that in, really, which helps it kind of blend in a bit more to the model as well, to the kind of outside skin. But
Really
yeah,
nice.
I like to do all that first. Because yeah, like you said, with this one, it's the big area, and then also kind of dry brush a little bit on the belly, just in the kind of bright bit here, just to kind of bring it to a bit of prominence. And then if you know you're going to be dry brushing stuff, it's often best to do that first, and it can get messy.
I think that
But yeah,
I think the dry brush works in the favour of the Troggs. I think when I did mine,
yeah,
did something
definitely
similar. Just the texture is very like skin.
Yeah, I mean, you look at
rough
the backs
skin-like.
as well.
Oh yeah, go on. Yeah, definitely.
That definitely. So I did dry brushed over that, and then kind of washed it back because to kind of get rid of some of that chalkiness that you sometimes get.
Yeah.
And then do like a couple of top highlights or however you want to do it. But yeah, I think with this, one of the keys when you've got these big flat areas that I've been finding that I quite like is to just add a bit of texture. So like doing a little bit of like stippling, if you can quite see. It's almost like fish scaly.
You like a good
kind of dots.
Yeah, the liver spots. I know you like a good
Liver spots, yeah.
Yeah.
And generally less is more, so don't go too crazy. But I think it just adds a bit to them, really.
It's surprising how much just like 3 dots in a little like
yeah
can add. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and if I just go and get another Trogg a minute, I'll show you. It's the same kind of principle that I'm going to use.
Zeph says, gives me an excuse to go back to Warhannam World. Never been before, but it's also an excuse to visit friends in Nottingham. Yeah, 100%. My sister's moved near, so it's always a good reason.
So yeah, this is another type of Trogg here, the Fellwater. So this is a work in progress at the moment, but basically doing exactly the same with so different kind of skin color of the green here, but you've kind of done an all-over wash to the belly and the skin to kind of tie it in a bit. But yeah, they're completely different models, aren't they?
They really are, yeah.
They're so different. I do prefer the rock guts, but I prefer the Fellwaters now. I've painted them a little bit. Wasn't the keenest on them. I did get them when they first came out, actually.
Are they?
And they were like
old?
the coolest. Yeah. They were. I want to say 7th edition.
Right.
I think they came out around the same time as like the old Boar Boys.
Right.
Well, not the old Boar Boys, the most recent Boar Boys, but the. When they first came out, I remember thinking they were a little bit like Warcrafty almost.
They do have that aesthetic, yeah.
They're kind of a bit more blocky.
Yeah. Very kind of like.
But you know, I do really like them. They have grown on me.
They're still decent. Like I think when you have you see like the troll armies where it's like a mix of all the different types. I think they look great.
Oh, definitely. I do really like the Troggs.
Yeah,
and they're one of the better units for the Gloomspite as well. I think.
Are they actually? I thought that.
Yeah.
I heard they're rubbish.
No, not at all. No, I think when you take a block of 6 of them and they do a lot of work.
They like heal as well, don't they? They kind of self-regenerate.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit negligible though.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of they regenerate like D3 wounds on a model, so models can't actually return.
Yeah, fair.
And then when you're under the bad moon, you can re-roll either the test to see if you regenerate or the amount of wounds.
Oh, so it's a chance to do it as well.
So, yeah, I think it's like might even be a 4+ or something.
Right.
Can't remember. Haven't really played in that in such a long time.
Brown says stippling works great on the green flesh.
Yeah, trying to use it on a lot more. I think it just kind of adds a bit of interest, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a
Particularly when
texture.
you've got big areas of skin.
Yeah.
So going back to what you were saying earlier about adding those different tones. If you want to, I'll give him a shout out because I think he's one of my favourite painters on Twitter. I think he's on Instagram too. He's called V-Man. Do you follow him or have you heard of him?
Oh, I haven't heard of him,
No, check him out. But his skin tones are amazing. He's done an ogre team. He's just trying to think what else he's been working on recently. But yeah, like purely does Blood Bowl.
Right.
Really, really worth a follow because he's done halflings. That's it. Basically, yeah, all the teams that do really good skin tones. But yeah, the kind of colours he gets in there, really, really good.
Mental. It's just you really do find so much that you just don't even consider. Like, you have like a skin tone in a bottle, but as soon as you like break that down of what's making that up, it's crazy. And it's crazy what works. Like, you could chuck greens and stuff in it. Sometimes it looks great. Like, you see these people come out with these skin tones. I haven't seen V-Man's work, but imagine it's similar. But it's just such like bizarre colours you never even think to throw on. But sometimes if used right,
yeah,
mental.
Well, yeah, and I've taken to using purple on anything. I just love it. Dricky Violet is one of my favourites.
It is very good.
Anything that's remotely organic, I'm like, chuck a bit of that in the recess.
Oh yeah.
And it just kind of gives it a bit more of an organic look.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, and I like browned the pants. A phrase I never thought I'd want to say on the stream. But yeah, I've had to put some Agrax, just basically like a little recessed glaze. It's not so much a wash. Just in like, put it in the edges. And how well that comes up on camera. Staying up. Okay, next probably do the weapons. Get a nice grey stone, and then I'm just going to throw colours at it. What's the time? Ooh.
Mr. Wolf.
We've got about an hour left. I might actually be able to finish these, which will be proper exciting. 4 in 3 hours is pretty good for me.
That's amazing.
I say that every time. Like, oh, I'm probably going to finish this.
Yeah. I always underestimate how long stuff takes.
Yeah.
And it's one of the many reasons I could never be a good commission painter.
You reckon?
Yeah, because obviously part of getting a good price is kind of weighing up how much your time is worth.
Yeah.
But when you don't really know how much time you're going to be spending or have a guess anywhere near, it's kind of hard to value it.
Yeah, I can imagine. Hard to get a quote or generate a quote.
Yeah. Right. Let's get some washing on the go. I really need to invest in some different brushes.
I recently, literally, funny enough, like last week, I think, 2 weeks ago, I bought a pack of these on Amazon. It's like 50 brushes.
Yeah, and that's what I need. I need some cheap ones.
Yeah, it's the best thing I've ever done.
Like sticking a big wash on. Although sometimes, if it's too cheap, you get bristles coming away, don't you?
Yeah, I haven't actually.
You definitely don't want that.
Like, these have actually held their point for synthetics. This is literally, I think it was 13p a brush. It's like a pack of 50 for like a tenner or something.
Oh, actually, that just reminded me. It's the funniest thing. I was watching. There was a Warhammer TV video recently
Mm-hmm.
where I can't remember what they were saying about doing a wash or doing a dry brush or something. And the guy doing it literally had to say, "Don't worry if your bristles start falling off. Just go and pick them out."
What?
That is not cool.
Really?
Because yeah. I'm guessing just with the old, we don't massively rate the Games Workshop brushes, but when you've got to say on your
Like dry brushing with a detail brush or something. What was he doing? Like
Yeah, I think it might have been dry brush. It might have been wash, actually.
just the wash. That's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
bad. If your product
When
falls
you've got to
apart,
excuse. Yeah.
yeah, don't be like. It's just you shouldn't just hide behind it. Just say like, just find the cheapest thing you can. Like you can even say not our brush. Our brushes are too good for this. Brown said, once I built the Necron ability, I'll have 7 teams to paint. I've only decided colours for 2. And he sort of said, V-Man, interesting, I'll check it out. Hey, deciding team colours is like the hardest thing. I've taken to using random colour generators on the web and just roll into and go with it. Sometimes
It's a fun
works.
challenge.
Yeah, well, it's like if you get one at least, then you can start looking at other ones. And you think, will that work?
Yeah.
Nah, probably not. Will that work? Nah, probably not. And then one comes up and you're just like, no, actually, that's pretty good. It does kind of help get over that hump because it is really tricky to pick. Brown, he also said latest fellas and one-off. Flesh looks gorgeous, no ogres, by the way. Thank you, Brown. Yeah, take care, man. Have a good evening.
See ya.
Matt said, arguably, time is a bad basis for pricing when it comes to commission painting. People can bang on a good job in an hour and that will undersell them too much. Yeah, exactly. It's tricky. It is really tricky. It's just how else do you price it, really? Because it's like, if you price it per minute, you tend to cut yourself short. Price it per hour, you feel like you're ripping them off. So... I think it's just the expectation. I think a lot of people who would pay for the service might not necessarily understand the amount of time that goes into the process.
Yeah.
Like if you consider like hiring someone to like paint your car, for instance, or like wrap your car or something like that, and they said that we have a rate at the garage of like, £20 an hour. And this is going to take like 4 hours, whatever, plus materials. And they give you like a price for it. You probably wouldn't think twice, but then when it's like painting toys, I feel like people think it's going to be cheap. But really, the amount of labour and materials that go into it, obviously materials aren't going to be on the same level, but the time isn't any different. Yeah, the labour isn't any different. It's still someone like someone creative using their creative talents for you.
The fact is, they're doing something which you can't.
Yeah.
Or don't want to.
Yeah. 100%. And it's a skill that they possess, that you're paying them for their skill and their time to use their skill.
Oh yeah.
Developed.
Well, I've found it with like being in a band and stuff before, because we did a lot of wedding gigs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That yeah, when you think about, if you've got 5 guys in a band, they've all kind of had to travel, had to kind of learn to play in the first place.
Yeah.
Have all the equipment, have the insurance,
their instruments. They're not cheap.
Exactly. There's so many things that you don't necessarily think about.
Mm-hmm.
It happens behind the scenes before you can have just, oh well, you're only playing for 2 hours, or
yeah. And if you think about how much your employer might pay you for your time, you're essentially an employer. As soon as you're paying someone to do something for you, you're employing them in a way, obviously not legally, as in like by definition you're an employer, but same principle. You're freelancing.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe just the expectation needs to be raised of what art involves.
Yeah, and I think it is difficult because there are a lot of people that do it for cheap. It's a competitive market because
it's fun, you know.
people do want to turn it into a
Yeah.
job, don't you? People like to turn their hobbies into jobs. So
Yeah, like to some people, maybe they don't value time painting miniatures as valuable because they're enjoying it, you know? They would undersell them.
Yeah.
I think one day I'd like to be able to get into a position where I can try a commission. I don't think I'd enjoy it, but I want to try just to see what the experience is like. Because I'm pretty sure from the get-go I can say it's not something I would want to do. But I think sort of experience it to have an opinion, I think is probably...
Yeah.
Probably.
I've definitely found like doing it for people you know is quite good sometimes.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I did Milton's team and I've done James's team.
Yeah.
And you know, if they're people you know you can trust.
Yeah, you know they're going to pay you.
And that they know your work.
Yeah.
They know what they're going to get. And you can just, you know, you can be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's quite nice because you get to see the teams you painted actually play on the table.
That must be a big thing. Because I can imagine it's pretty hard
to
put all your love into something and then just ship it off and never see it again.
Yeah. Well, and then have to worry about, is it actually going to make it?
Oh, that's very true, yeah. Hand delivering it as well. That is a big factor. So.
Yeah, so I've got one on the way to Canada at the moment and I'm bricking it.
Oh no. These Stormcast?
My Stormcast. Yeah.
They tracked.
You know. Yeah, but still. It's less the fact, is it going to get there? It's more like, is it going to get there in a good state?
Yeah.
Because, you know, you can package for your life, but
you've seen how they handle packages and planes and stuff.
Exactly. I mean, even when I handed it to the guy at the post office, he was like, "Right, chuck it behind me."
Can you not?
It's not even left the shop.
Yeah. That's always the worst thing, isn't it? When you go to a post office and you're posting some models, it's like, what is in this? It's like toys.
Oh no, I always the guys kind of know me down there because I've posted a few things. So I'm just like, models.
Like toys, but actually it's grown-up toys and art, so...
Yeah, it's fine.
Zeph said, being a freelance artist in the past, this was a discussion that propped up a lot. Yeah, I can imagine. How did you find it, Zeph? Like, did you find you were getting your time, your money's worth in your time? That's the wrong way around, really, I guess, yeah. You think you're being paid enough for the time you put in? Was it worth it? Interesting to know. Stoney said, hypothetically, if painting was your job, would you enjoy it in your free time? I think that's definitely a big risk as well. Like,
yeah, get fatigued. Even doing it for a hobby, you get a bit of burnout with it, don't you?
Because for me, painting, like, I think, and painting something I know I can put on a table and enjoy is probably more motivation than being paid to do it. Because at least you want it. Like, money's great, but like your desire for it isn't really there. So the fact like you wouldn't really get that and it could kill that, that's the risk. Adult toys doesn't sound right. Yeah, actually fair. That's probably not the phrase to use, is it? Adult toys.
Yeah, especially when you've got to put on the customs declaration, does it include batteries?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. He's had a little wash. Tie those colours together a little bit.
That's vibrant. That looks great.
It's
is that your violet wash?
Yeah. So I've done. I did diluted for all the fleshy bits, and then I've just gone neat on dark purple because it wasn't showing up diluted. So just darken it down a bit. Yeah, I think the colours on the camera aren't so great because I don't know if it's coming across, but
that's a bit of compression.
Looks pretty blue on yours.
That looks pretty purple for me. It's probably for you though. Like, I still see that as purple for sure.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. So that's cool.
I don't know, like, I really don't know the best way to do cameras, multiple cameras, because Discord does compress it a little bit. Best way is film in the same room, but you know that's not going to happen for 70 years.
No.
Just Tramsil said, "Hey guys, big shout out for the Bonehead podcast crew and the lovely work you do. I started Blood Bowl 3 months ago and you really teach me a lot painting along with you, my Lisbon team. Oh, thank you so much. Love hearing stuff like that. And this is definitely Bonehead Ben's baby that we do.
Bonehead Ben's baby.
The podcast.
Bonehead Ben's baby. Bone. Yeah.
Yeah. We like to.
He puts in the hours.
He does. Really does. He puts in the work. We just talk rubbish and paint stuff.
Yeah. We're literally just his mates.
Yeah.
You can't believe we get to do this.
Yeah.
It's all fun.
Zeph said, I was constantly explaining why I charged so much I did for a page of illustrations or for doing a full-on canvas painting. I always pointed out, yes, time, materials have been put in to do the work, but yeah, I need to live, so I need to eat, pay my bills on top of that. Exactly. 100%.
Yeah. I imagine it gets easier once you've had a few people that are willing to pay that amount to actually, you know, be a bit more kind of picky with the jobs you take on.
Yeah.
And, you know, anyone who tries to kind of haggle you down and kind of demean what they think you're worth probably isn't worth
for sure
dealing with, because you can bet they'll be demanding as well.
Yeah.
Because if they don't understand the actual work that goes in, you can be sure they'll be wanting to make changes here and there, and
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a bit of a pain. So yeah, I definitely learned that the hard way. Just say a price and stick to it, because it's not worth it.
Skilled labour doesn't come cheap.
Yeah.
Stoney the adult toys quote would be even worse if it was a set of anthropomorphic rabbits.
Well, we have those too.
We do, yeah. Burrows and badgers stuff, yeah. Oof. Dangerous territory. Zendo, hi team. Just wanted to thank you for the shout on Work in Progress Wednesday with my Goblin team. Keep being amazing. Cheers, Zendo. Thank you. Always cool to see the submissions. I think that's like, I really like the Work in Progress Wednesday. I think it's really cool to
Yeah, it's nice.
get the community together, you know. Folks have been come to gaming. I still have no idea where Ben finds the time to film these though.
No, I know. It's crazy. As soon as I see some news, I'm like, he's going to be making a video, isn't he?
Yeah. He's got a video out before I've seen it pop up. Like,
Yeah.
He's very good. And for the fact he works super hard as well.
Oh, yeah.
The man is a machine.
He must have an extremely understanding partner.
Oh, he does, yeah.
But it's
Tips
happy
lovely.
for him to just fly off to the man cave and get filming. Bonehead Nation's relying on me. As he twirls around in his green screen and
Yeah, thank you, Zendo. Like, hearing stuff like that is really awesome. Recently selected, so the podcast comes out I think tomorrow, featuring some of the short story winners, which is exciting. So,
so you picked a winner.
You'll see. We've got our favourites, so you'll see.
You fudged it.
No, we haven't fudged it. We haven't fudged it.
No.
It was super hard though. Super hard.
So are you actually playing some of the ones that Ben's recorded? When do we get to hear those?
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm excited about.
Again, that will be revealed on tomorrow's episode, so you can have a listen.
Oh, gotta wait. Oh no.
Yeah, no, I don't want to give anything away before it's out.
No, don't.
But it was really, really, really fun to read them all.
No, I bet. Do you know what the numbers are? Do you know how many you had in?
It was near 30. Yes, 20 something.
That's
about 60,000 words. Yeah, it was.
That's an amazing response.
It was so good, and honestly, these things were like novels, like as in like reading them. not in length. I just mean in terms of quality. Like you would.
Like quality, yeah.
Yeah, you'd even yours, Ian. Like yours is fantastic.
Even mine.
Well, I shouldn't say even. Yeah, I'm this is why I didn't submit it, because I can't do words.
Such a wordsmith.
Including yours, Ian, as well.
No, I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I enjoyed it. It's good fun. That's one of the great things about the hobby, isn't it? There's kind of if you don't feel like painting, you can't get a game. There's still stuff you can do.
There's lore, there's fiction, yeah. See you later, Zephyr. Thanks for stopping by.
Making team lists.
Exactly, yeah.
Coming out with stupid player names.
You do see a lot of people be like, yeah, I really like I don't play the tabletop, but I really like reading the books and stuff. You see that quite often on social media.
Yeah, because it is like a good community, isn't it? It's a big community.
Oh, definitely.
People, you can be part of it in quite a few different ways, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I got into Warhammer through video games.
Like Dawn of War and stuff, was it?
Exactly, Dawn of War, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Such a good game. The original, that is.
Yeah, and I think actually Total War has had a bit of a similar effect.
Definitely, yeah.
For the fantasy side.
There are people I know who only know about Warhammer because they play Total War.
Yeah. Or people who knew about Warhammer, but the only way they would ever engage is through Total War.
Yeah.
Because, it's an amazing, rich fantasy world, but if you don't really like modelling or, painting
or reading,
tabletop gaming, yeah, exactly, it just gives another avenue in, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I would have probably got into Blood Bowl sooner if people at the LFGS played Blood Bowl. And that's the thing, isn't it? It's like you can only really get into games if your local area is playing them. It's really tricky. I joined this club because I sold Richard some Sylvaneth. No, I stole his job on a podcast now.
Yeah, and then you still, Great. I got Richard into the club by selling him a mat.
Really?
Yeah. So I was selling. I had a 3x3 like desert mat that I wasn't using anymore. So I put it on. Do
you know who owns that mat?
No, it's true. Do you have it?
Yeah, I bought it off Richard.
The deep cut one.
I think it is deep cut. Yeah, it's a 3x3 desert mat.
Like bad mat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I've got that
now. Amazing, yeah. So I put it up, and he said, "Oh, I'm local. Can I come around and pick it up?" Sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he came round and got talking to him, and I don't think he wasn't playing Blood Bowl at that point. And I said, we've got this club, and we've been playing quite a lot of Blood Bowl recently and sort of filled him in about what it was. Basically fantasy American football sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, amazing, And the next thing you know, he's in.
So good. But it's just the selling of models is how people join clubs apparently, and equipment.
Actually, I recently sold my Amazon team, and I was chatting away to the guy Rick I sold them to last night. Really nice guy, but yeah, having a great chat about all his projects he's working on, and he's got this amazing stadium coming up. And,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so cool.
Love it.
So yeah, it is a good social hobby.
Skip the previous track. Had a word in the background. Gotta keep it family friendly.
Oh.
The local scene in general is barely non-existent for Blood Bowl. Yeah, it is tricky. I feel like for Blood Bowl it's either all or nothing. Like some areas have it, some areas just.
Yeah, you kind of got to strike gold, haven't you?
Yeah. Have a good night, guys. Need to get some sleep. So I have to go into work early tomorrow. Cheers, Stoney. Yeah, have a good night.
Cheers. Yeah, because I feel like with Blood Bowl, there's not necessarily the overlap with the other games, really.
No, not really.
With players. A lot of players, I think more than any other game, exclusively play Blood Bowl.
Yes, I would agree entirely. Yeah, you don't get the core Underworlds players so much. They probably play AOS as well.
Yeah, exactly, and he maybe Necromunda. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I get the feeling that if you play Necromunda, you've probably played 40k.
Dabbled at least, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think that's probably to do with the fact it's quite an old game. It's been going a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
And there is an amazing tournament scene and event scene to it. People don't have to get into it through the other games.
Yeah, it really does stand on its own two legs. I love it for that. I think the hardest thing with Blood Bowl is convincing people is not just sports. That's what I found, at least. I've got nerdy friends. We don't like sports. But Blood Bowl is great. Paladin, did I hear stadium?
Yeah.
You mentioned your chance of building a stadium.
Yeah, Rick, who I was talking to, he showed me. So he had a couple of stands and then a big scoreboard.
That's insane.
And, he's just been working on a few other bits. Yeah, I think there were 3D print ones as well. Actually recognised the fans from the one that was it you that backed it?
Kraken or Fanath?
Yeah, Fanath. Yeah, I think it was Fanath. Yeah, they're really cool.
They are fantastic. Hold on, I'm just gonna grab something. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, no, their fan thing was really cool, especially as it came out just after the Kraken stuff. So like, some point I'll do a big stadium with fans and
spoiled for choice sort of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of too real. It's daunting now. Craig said we missed you on WhatsApp. Ben, hope you're good. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Craig. Just having a bit of the detox from medias. Got rid of Reddit, got rid of Facebook. Not got rid of, but just removed from my life for a little bit.
Yeah, fair play.
Ben is back. Ben is here. Kraken and Fanath do fans. Yeah, both do. Needs to track down the Kraken stuff. Yeah, I don't know if they have it available. How's it all going, Ben asks. It's going pretty good. I've got most of the way through some ogres. I've just got to do their tats. Then the wood. Oh no, I was going to stain the wood first before I do the tats. But I've got 40 minutes left. kind of still on track because the metal is really quick. So, yeah. Craig said, "Good to hear. Ian's pretty toxic. Good to stay clear every now and then." Yeah, for sure. gotta keep my distance from Ian.
Yeah, I've been really laying into him tonight.
Yeah, he's telling me all about his like metagaming for how he just crushes Age of Sigmar tournaments. Paladin don't have the space to store a stadium. I think that's genuinely it. I printed one tile from the Kraken Stadium, so I got the tile here, and like this is one and it's huge, and you need so many of these. And I'm just thinking like, yeah, space is getting really tight. I was chatting with my girlfriend about how my Warhammer's everywhere. So
some quite cool like folding pitches, folding options.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, like ones that fold open, so it's basically a box.
Yeah, I've seen some of those. Like, I think it's like
and some of them do have the stands in them.
Yeah.
So really cool.
Yeah, man, that is next level. Like, I don't think I could get one of them.
Make one. If you build it, they will come.
But I just like spend all my time painting stuff. I don't have time to make stuff. Ben also said, and then their net decking list Ian loves so much.
Yeah. I did carry Craig at a doubles tournament.
Magic or AOS?
No, AOS, yeah.
I was going to say doubles magic, is that a thing?
Yeah, there is a thing, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like two-headed giant, double-headed giant. It's cool, it's a format.
Amazing.
It's good fun. We used to play it. Some fun with that.
Ben said, yeah, two-headed giant. Paladin can get the materials to make a stadium, but don't have the storage space or the design of the stadium would work neatly. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a big project.
Yeah.
If you had like a regular club, you might be able to store it there, but outside of that, you're either going to have to give up something or have someone you live with who really loves you.
Lose someone from your life.
Yeah. Yeah, all that.
It's me or the Blood Bowl pitch.
The commander is 4 players. Yeah, that's true. Versus though, right? Is commander 2 player 2v2? That's 1v1v1v1, isn't it?
Not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm just adding some random colour to the stone. I'll probably dry brush it. Yeah, 1v1v1v1. Sunday Stadium looked like a headstone from an aerial shot, obviously called Headstone Stadium. That is genius. I'm assuming for undead, right? Gonna go out there on the guess.
Well, Milton was sharing the cool undead rules that I think Ben mentioned about doing sort of undead leagues or undead tournaments from the latest spike.
Yes, yeah.
That looked really cool.
Yeah, that Necro spike is fantastic for rules. Undead and Necromantic. Planning got to start my final round of the day. I'll be back hopefully. That'll be good. I think we're probably wrapping up in around half an hour. So if we are gone when you get back, have a good evening. Matt said good night, mates. Thanks for coming this evening. No problem at all. Thank you.
Cheers.
I'm just going to be right back real quick. Just had a message from Alison saying she just needs me real sec. So, sorry, Ben said how many ogres get done BT. So I started these 4 tonight, and most of the way there. Add some tats, do some metals.
You definitely promised to finish them. I just said
that wasn't a promise. Get out of here. I said I expected to.
Said he's not going to rest till they're done. Doesn't want to let the fans down.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Since you left me, things have been so heavy. I just cry.
Oh, okay, I've returned.
Here he is.
The winds of change someday might bring you back to see the remnants of the man that you once had. But if you look beyond the smile and the way.
Okay, what we've got? Ben said don't tempt him rampage on the 27-hour stream. 24 actually, Ben.
Yeah, but you have got a lot of ogres.
That is true. More than the 11 models I failed to do in 24 hours. So
It's 13, isn't it, if you count the ogre?
that's true.
Or did you have a test one already done?
I did actually have a test one. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. 12.
No, I
Just
didn't.
the
No, I didn't. No, I did the test
Okay.
one on the day.
13.
Yeah, it was 13. I'll smash it then. Makes all the difference.
Yeah, These don't have feathers.
That
Should
is
be
true.
much quicker. I am a big fan of the kind of more whimsical direction they've taken Blood Bowl recently.
Oh, definitely. Love it.
I think it's good fun. Kind of really marks it out.
Yeah.
It's not just a bunch of Warhammer guys.
Yes, 100%.
You know that you could literally expect in any other game. I think the just trying to think the first, because I feel like with the initial release, the kind of humans, the dwarves, the Skaven, they're all fairly straight laced, weren't they?
Yeah. Like,
Just trying to think where
sports
we
people.
reckon maybe the turning point was. So even the goblins are fairly, normal.
Yeah, so let's go backwards. Necromantic, way out there. Snotlings, way out there.
Definitely.
Or Snotlings.
I think it was before Snotlings. To have Ben to help us out. I'm sure he'll
The lizards?
fill us in. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I think it must only be the last few then.
Oh, halflings.
Because lizards again. Oh, halflings, definitely. Yeah, the halflings are good fun.
Halflings were
Ogres,
Ben says halflings were the first team of the fun design.
Yeah. I think the Noblars definitely kind of followed that up as well. With the ogres.
Yeah.
They're all slipping all over the place and
Yeah, that's
trying
true.
to shank you at the bottom, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they would have done if they'd kind of gone the current kind of direction with some of those older teams.
Hmm.
Like, what would Skaven have turned out like? Or would they have kept them? Don't know.
It's definitely a good question to ask.
Because it doesn't have an answer.
Yeah. This is always the worst. You got a nice skin. Now you gotta just freehand tattoos all over it.
Yeah. And paint around it.
Yeah.
So how are you doing your tattoos then? Are you copying any designs or?
I will do in a minute. I'm just gonna start it off with some classic
Are you
War
mixing
Tribe
some
stuff.
Your flesh tone in there?
Nah, I'm just going straight black. I keep it fast.
Risky. Just always stick a little glaze over it at the end.
To be fair, the varnish really helps tie it.
Okay, that's cool.
Um,
We were talking about the ogres earlier, actually, if Craig's still there, because he is now in possession of my original ogres.
yes, that was true, wasn't it? We were saying
Some
how.
of them had some tats.
Do you get any tat inspiration?
I think I just because when I got into it, there was the Grand Alliance books.
Hmm.
So instead of battle tomes, basically each Grand Alliance had a book that had everything from the Grand Alliance in it, and there were some nice paint jobs in there with ogres with tattoos. But basically, just lots of stuff inspired by like the Great Maw.
Yeah,
So they've got like the jagged teeth in a circle.
exactly what I'm doing right now.
That's quite a common one. Yeah, that's a good one. And then just like bands of tattoos. So a few like rings.
Yeah.
Works quite nicely. Dags, jags, all of that sort of stuff.
Ben said, "I love mum." The I heart
I
mum
what?
tattoo. The I heart mum tattoo.
Oh yes, definitely. Got to be done.
I heart
The,
Gorkamorka.
Is that what you call your mum?
What a good day.
Yeah. Is she Gork or Mork? That's the question.
Oh, that's true. Brutal but cunning, or cunning but brutal?
Yes, true.
Big difference. So I got a bit where I took the paint off, and I want to cover it here. What's a nice tattoo to do down his back? His like back crease. Yeah, nice little tramp stamp going on.
The old back crack.
Yeah. I don't know what to do. Let's look up. I could look up something really like. Ben said got a dash. No worries, Ben. I could look up some like basic.
Does that mean there's a new release out? He's got to make a video.
Yeah, probably.
That's a new bit of news. Yeah, nice butterfly or a dolphin, maybe. Or like the names of their children.
Thonk, Nonk, Kronk.
But yeah, crossed out the ones they've eaten.
Yeah. Man, they are pretty brutal though. I was reading a lot of their like lore entries, and it is like, yeah, they're merciless, aren't they? These ogres.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still the same, but the Mournfang riders used to have a fun one where they'd basically like go and raid a Mournfang den, kill the adults, take a load of the pups, chuck them down a well, sort of thing.
What?
And then they had to sort of wait till they kind of killed each other, and the strongest one would come out. And basically, if it didn't bite them, they'd chuck it back or something because it's not aggressive enough.
That's ridiculous. That's horrible.
Yeah, it's horrendous.
I don't like these ogres anymore. They're nasty. It's fine when it's people, but leave the
But as pups,
leave the little. I don't even know what they are. What are Mournfang? Are they wolves?
they're like doggy cat. They're like saber tooth. Yeah, they're funny things, aren't they? Really.
Yeah. They've got a lot of hybrid animals, like the Rhinox.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They're the frost sabers, though, aren't they? The ice kitties.
Well, I'm sure you can have more than one cat species.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, they got big old tusks, haven't they? So, who knows? God, so many. We were talking about those squiggly beasts earlier. Look at, there's so much on that back. So many funky little bits.
It's mental.
Yeah.
Barnacles. Are they barnacles or
Yeah.
are they just like pox things?
They are. I think they're called Gork's eyes. They're
Lovely.
like it's a type of shroom. Because their whole thing is they're like resistant to magic because they eat this fungus that grows on realmstone, which is normally like completely poisonous to everyone else. But these guys have kind of built up such a resilience, and now they've got a 4+ save. It's ridiculous, like some of the like law to rules things, isn't it?
Yeah, like this
guys
armor.
Walk through city walls. You know, cannonballs bounce off their hides. They've got like 10 wounds, 4.
It's like Pokemon though, isn't it? Like the Pokedex entries,
Yeah,
like they can like demolish mountains. It's like use tackle on a mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still find it funny, the idea of like these gods now, literal gods on the table. It's like, there's this the Gloomspite Gets chat group. It's hilarious, and there's a guy in there who basically ran a bit of a meme list that was Gordrak and a load of fanatics. Because Gordrak had this rule where he would give like all destruction models like extra attacks.
Right.
And yeah, he's just like, and then I chucked a unit of 10 fanatics into Nagash and killed him in one go.
Don't hear that in the books, do you?
Brilliant. Yeah, exactly. Foiled by 10 shroomed up guys with chains and balls.
And a big boss yelling at them.
And Gordrak yelling from behind.
Yeah.
Love it. Have you read any of the the latest books, or the Marathi one, should I say?
I haven't yet. I've heard it's
No,
fantastic.
neither have I. Yeah, Milton's raving about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I do want to give it a read. That's something I love. And I love about Warhammer when they do it. And so if there's any other game systems that people know of, let me know that do this. Stuff, when it like has a really branching campaign with kind of like a living story, that's what I love in tabletop. So stuff that like, when the lore progresses, it's like my favourite part of Warhammer. When stuff happens and stuff changes. It seems to be what this was kind of getting at.
Yeah, because it was always like the case that it was always kind of 1 minute till midnight, always on the edge of the kind of destruction. Yeah, it's nice. See a bit of evolution.
For sure.
Yeah, because I mean they destroyed a city, didn't they? So one of the 3 cities got destroyed.
Oh, did they just like wipe one?
Yeah, Marathi's like taking it over.
Oh.
It was full of pesky elves anyway. So.
Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah, I think it just got a bit of a rebrand.
Redsford says, that reminds me of old 4th edition Warhammer Fantasy Battle. Banner of Mork on a wolf rider charging into the gas for instant kill.
Love it.
And Vorgard, said Craig. The ones that got
Yeah.
the Marathi.
It's now Hag something or whatever she's called it. Something doom and gloomy.
And Vorgard with all the Dark Elves, weren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, like
box
the
set.
Scourge Privateers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard to do this freehand on a camera. Like trying to keep it in shot.
Yeah, hold up the camera.
Yeah. No, I'm actually going to just take it right to my face with it. Sorry, folks.
You poking your tongue out right now.
Not quite.
Helps you concentrate.
Ink is definitely good for this, though.
Ink.
The black ink
Yeah,
for
so-
freehanding.
Does it kind of have a different haven't really used much ink. Has it got a different flow to a wash, say?
Yeah, it's like drawing because obviously, yeah,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
it's like a pen. So kind
Well,
of
I've
like
actually,
yeah,
go on.
you just get a lot of mileage out of it. Like a paint will dry, whereas ink takes a little longer to dry. So you stick on your brush, it kind of just keeps going. Doesn't really like paint often starts, resisting a certain time.
Yes, yeah, that's cool. As I say, on my nobility, I actually have been using a pencil to write on the scrolls.
I wondered how you got it so neat. Was it just a small pencil?
Yeah, just a graphite pencil, yeah.
Wow. What sort of names did you stick on yours?
So I've got Cleve Irwin.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all named after kind of naturalists.
I was thinking that. What a sort of win.
Or sort of TV presenters. So names written on there at the moment, we've got Kill Oddie.
Nice.
Bill Oddie. Cleve Irwin. Steve Irwin, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Then, so they're the only ones with them written on at the moment. But player-wise, I've painted up Michaela Strickham.
Amazing.
What's the other player? Oh yeah, David Hellamy. And then, so for other players, I've got David Attenborough.
Amazing.
Chris Hackham.
that is good actually. I like that a lot.
Kate Fumble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else do we have? I've got a load of them. I've got a list somewhere.
This is genius.
So stupid. So, love it.
I think that's your real hobby, isn't it? True painting.
It is, yeah.
You just like
Coming up with stupid names.
Yeah.
Definitely. Best part. God, can you believe 2 weeks till Christmas?
Really can't. That is. I'm round quick.
Have you watched any Christmassy films yet?
No, Ben asked me this on the podcast yesterday. Said, "What was your favorite Christmas movie?" I don't know. Genuinely don't know.
We watched Home Alone.
Classic.
It's a good one.
Got a great theme. It's John Williams in that.
Yeah. No, is it? Or is it Danny Elfman? I always get those two.
I think it's John Williams. I'm going to say John Williams.
Yeah,
let's see.
Go on then. There's a few of them. Club of them, isn't there?
Yeah.
Do all the films. Yeah, obviously Muppets Christmas Carol. It's a banger.
I'm going to say that's my favourite until I find one that beats it.
Yeah, it is good. I don't think there is a better one, to be honest.
Yeah. It's John Williams.
Oh, well done.
1990. Well, he did everything then, didn't he? Anything high budget was him. The 90s. Unless it was Danny Elfman.
Yeah, definitely lots of Danny Elfman. Yeah, I feel like it was before Hans Zimmer really got stuck in.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And then he just rehashed the same song for like 5 films.
Really did.
If you listen to Gladiator and then Pirates of the Caribbean, they all kind of merge into one.
Is he Pirates?
Yeah.
I'm going to challenge that. Let's find out.
Who do you think it was? I'm pretty sure he was. If not, it's someone definitely imitating him.
I'm only thinking that because I've played a lot in orchestras, and the Pirates is probably the thing I've played most. And I'm pretty sure I don't remember his name on the music. We'll have a look. Klaus Badelt.
Who?
That was it. It's Klaus Badelt. That's who does
What
the
else
theme.
does it do?
Or the
Well, they
score.
sound very similar.
Ah. Okay. Okay. They both did it. Klaus is credited as the composer and conductor of Curse of the Black Pearl. He was hired by Hans Zimmer to write the music for the first film. However, Hans Zimmer is known to have composed some of the main melodies in the film and overseen his work.
There you go.
So he's kind of employed by Hans Zimmer. Yeah, okay, fair. He's employed by him, and Hans Zimmer basically told him what to do. Yeah.
There you go. It's one of those rare instances where we can both be right.
Yeah. Redsvin says Gladiator is Hans Zimmer. Yeah, Gladiator is fantastic though.
Yeah, I watched that again recently, and definitely wasn't quite as good as I remembered.
Really?
I think some of the camera work just felt a bit dated because there's lots of like slow mos and things like that.
Yeah. Good at the
Just
time.
felt a little bit. Yeah, and actually the dialogue is pretty stilted.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of heart to it, definitely, but I don't think it's like the most epic film in terms of just delivery sort of thing. But
Yeah.
obviously it looks amazing.
The theme is cool as well. I think the story is.
Yeah, no, it's still a really good film. Not going to doubt that.
Yeah.
It's just not quite as good as I remember. Cool, one sec.
Oh, there's the compressor reminding me to turn it off. Redsman just said, "You boys are prompting me to do a Lord of the Rings marathon over Christmas." You know, that is like a yearly rite of passage. It should be.
Yeah, and it's got to be extended editions.
Yeah, there's no point doing it if it's not. Why commit yourself to a marathon if it's not the extended editions?
No.
It's like,
What
a half measure.
What I haven't dared do is a Middle Earth marathon. Combining The Hobbit. That sounds hardcore.
Well, that's because you don't want to watch a movie ever again after watching the 3 Hobbits back to back.
Yeah, but then the Lord of the Rings feels like a nice reward.
True. Yeah.
No, I did a Star Wars one once, and that was when it was just the prequels and the original.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty tough
Actually,
to
that
deal
was-
with then. Now, isn't it? 9 movies is...
Yeah, and that was hard going from episode 3, where you've just had that incredible lightsaber duel at the end,
Yeah.
going to episode 4, where it's like two
Back in
old
time
guys
30
with-
years. Maybe I lied and maybe it can't be done. 4 ogres in 3 hours.
Well, you lied about Hans Zimmer, so.
I did not. We agreed we're both right.
Do you ever watch Big Fat Quiz of the Year
Love it.
on New Year's?
Every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really curious if they're gonna do it this year.
Might find
I
a way to
imagine
do
they
it
will.
remotely. Yeah.
But I'm just trying to imagine what's actually going to be on there.
What's actually happened this year?
Yeah.
At least there's a lot of like politics to go by.
Yeah, definitely.
All things considered, politically, has been pretty substantial. Yeah.
Yeah. Both a lot and not a lot has happened
Yeah.
somehow.
But no, I do really like that show. Probably going to be painting these tomorrow, actually. I'm really enjoying it.
Oh, cool.
Old
That's
models, but super fun to paint.
Do you know, they're so paintable, those ogre models, just because they're not drowning in detail.
Yeah.
Everything's just like big and nicely defined.
Just get a big fat brush
that's what
and just...
That's what I found with the Black Orcs as well. Similar sort of experience.
Yeah.
They've just got a few like really nice big areas, and you can go to town.
Sometimes it's just what you want. Big
Yep,
contrast to like the
definitely.
Sisters of Battle, for instance. I'm sure
Yeah.
you may have found.
Although they're not too bad, to be honest.
I always imagine them to be pretty
Thinking-
high detailed for the size.
Yeah, I think if you just don't paint everything differently, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like, a lot of it could just be metal, and it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of worrying about, picking out everything specifically.
Yeah, actually, I've still got quite a lot to go, realised. All their like pouches at the back. All that
Yeah.
jazz.
You stuck them on. That's your first mistake.
Yeah. That was actually the big challenge, trying to make it more different. Obviously, you got some duplicates, but you get quite a lot of choice on what you stick to the back of them.
Yes.
The giant kit
Yeah,
helps.
yeah, the giant kit is amazing. Still one of like the best sources for bits
100%.
of all the kits.
Yeah, older than I thought as well. Don't know if I said that, but I didn't realise the giant kit is 2005.
Yeah. It's knocking on.
Yeah, I thought that was only a few years old. Get like a square base included with it.
Yeah.
Definitely love to run these against your orcs. I think orcs versus ogres destruction match will be pretty
Yes.
fun. It's like
Destructive.
neither of us can like move anywhere, but big boys just punching each other with big damage. Hey Ben, Søren here. Hey Søren. It's my friend from Denmark.
Hey.
How you doing, buddy? You typed your name with a regular O, which you always tell me off for doing. So, I'll remember that. It's got one of those funny Danish shows with the lines in the middle.
Yeah.
Which name I can always forget. Not great, is it? That's a special service for you, considering you don't have the I think is how you pronounce it.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. You caught just at the end of the stream, I'm afraid so. It's 3 minutes past. Tend to wrap up around 11, but I just want to do a couple more details. I'm enjoying it. What about you, Ian?
Yeah, just doing a little bit of dry brushing. But yeah, I better in a minute.
Just got offered a full-time job, so I'm getting hammered by myself at the PC. That's congratulations, man.
Amazing.
That's great news. You enjoy your night. It's kind of yeah, and your job, yeah. Okay. I'm actually pretty happy with the stone. I've just basically stuck like yellows, sepias, greens, oranges and stuff, washes over it, over like a dark grey, and then just dry brush like a light on it. And I think, yeah, once I do the metal, it'll really kind of look like rock. Pretty happy with that.
Excellent. Yeah, a bit of like Athonian over. Like
Yeah.
dabbed on. Looks really nice.
Yeah, that's my favourite wash. My orc wash.
Yeah, I've not used it on orcs yet, but I've used it on quite a lot of like rocks and bits like that, and it's really nice.
Yeah. Redsvin, cheers chaps, logging off now. Thanks for the stream and all the regular output. Cheers, Redsvin. Really appreciate that. It's cool when people just chill in for a chill hobby evening. That's all it's meant to be. Yeah, I remember with Athonian, like when I first started the hobby and I picked up my orcs, the guy was like, "This is a Games Workshop." He was like, "Now you can shade their skin. Most people use Bale Tan Green, which is great." He said, "I really like Athonian though, because it makes them look dark and grungy." And I'm just like, "Yeah, I want dark and grungy orcs." I got Athonian. I'm glad. When I tried Bale Tan Green, I think for the way I paint the orcs, at least, like even though this was way back when I paint them differently, how I paint them now, like, I think it just suits being a bit darker.
Yeah.
Down 218 followers. Again, that's mostly
What's
Ben. Soren said down 218 followers. Yeah, it's mostly Ben doing the other Ben who does the main podcast, does the legwork. But I think we had a few when we did a 24-hour stream fairly recently.
Yeah, that's cool. Time to just give his little body a dry brush.
Be gentle.
Don't want to annoy him. It's more like a buffing kind of technique because it's a smooth surface.
Yeah. Got a nice
Buff it
circular
up.
motion.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, it's all Ben's, always has been. Yeah. That's appropriate. Just played D&D the other night with another friend. Play it as a mountain dwarf, lesbian mountain dwarf. You should paint one of those at one point. I don't know how I'd paint their sexuality, but I've painted a couple of dwarves in my time. D&D model is always fun to paint as well. Like when like someone's got their own character and you kind of like find the perfect model for it. That's what's good with D&D as well, is you like anything goes. You can find any fancy model. You can probably find something that matches
Yeah,
your character.
it's nice kind of as a painting project as well, isn't it? As a kind of a one-off
Yeah.
model.
Right. Straps.
Right. I think I'm going to call it quits there.
I think that is wise. I think I will too. Getting pretty late. But I think I'm definitely going to carry these on tomorrow. Try and get them done. And
Nice.
do some bases and then might be able to have like at least a unit. So I've got a couple of other finished ones. He looks great. He looks really, really great. I love that.
Thank you.
I love the hand, I think, it's my favourite bit. That like blending in the hand where it goes up to his palm. The forearm.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, really like that. That's brilliant.
I get a little photo.
Yeah. These my ogres. Got some tats done. I really went random. A couple of them I like, a couple of them not so much, but whatever. They have ogres with random tats, so yeah. It's what it is.
Get them lasered.
Yeah, exactly.
You can go on that tattoo disasters or whatever it's called.
Yeah, tattoo fixers. Alison loves that show.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, I'm really happy with these.
Cool. Good stuff. Well done.
Yeah, you too. Good sesh.
Awesome.
Cheers,
Bye.
cheers for chiming in, everyone.
Cool. Bye.
Great to hang out. See you later.